Hello, my name's Anand and you're very welcome to this channel. I'm an emotional wellness coach and I support those with inner struggles so that they can embrace all of who they are and uncover their inner richness. And this is the third video in a 6-part series where I'm looking at the kind of common pain points that I see with clients that I work with. And also in some of these I'm going to draw upon my own life experience and share how I've also overcome these. And today's pain point is one that's very close to my heart. So this one is looking at when we either numb out, overdo, or find ways to avoid pain or the problems of life, the struggles of life. Because what I would like to share is that even as a person works on themselves and their life starts to grow and it starts to improve, it's not like you're never going to get a problem again or a difficulty. I'd rather use the word difficulty. They will still arise because that's the nature of life. Struggles happen. We lose people. We go through changes in life. We lose jobs. We get into financial difficulty for all sorts of reasons. We get ill health. So situations are always going to be a part of life. And so what I'm not guaranteeing is that you're going to live pain-free. Or emotionally pain-free, I should say. You're going to still get situations and difficulties, but you're going to have more tools to navigate them. So that's why I just wanted to open up with that caveat in this particular video, because this one is a pain point where you might find yourself numbing out using various substances or avoiding things in life and all of that, and just disappearing into overwork, into obsessive behaviours that keep you away from looking within. But the cost of the numbing out or the avoiding or the overdoing is now biting into your life. So that now is the new problem, not the original thing you avoided. So I'd like to just dive into that a little bit more. So I'll just start with the sort of numbing out behaviours, and I'll use my own experience. So I would have an addictive personality. So if I can find something to be addicted to, I'll find it. But the biggest addiction for me was alcohol. I used to love alcohol. There's a part of me still does. It's just that when I drink alcohol, it takes over and I can't stop. And I've been in recovery. I've been sober for over 2.5 years. So I last drank on Christmas 2022 was my last drink. And before that, my coping mechanism with life was to get pissed and to get drunk and just to avoid. But I found that that took over, and that drink took over my life, and it was incredibly painful, very, very hard. I wasn't living. I was on a path of slow suicide. And since becoming sober, and I will say free of alcohol, that's when my transformation began. And it was interesting because as within 6 months of my sobriety, a big life circumstance happened that really tested me. And that's why I wanted to put the caveat that your problems won't go away, but you'll have tools to support you in them. And I do believe that being sober helped me deal with that problem. And it tested it to see, can I deal with the situation without resorting to numbing out it through alcohol? So how did I do it? How did I deal with this big life change situation and stay sober? So I had a plan in place. So that's for me is something that I do. I mean, the first thing was the awareness and not denying, because when we're in an addictive behavior, the biggest thing is denial. Will deny it to the nth degree. And you can lie away to everybody else. Really, other people don't matter. But you can't lie it to yourself. You can pretend for a certain period of time, but there comes a point where the pain of it becomes too much and you have to admit it to yourself. In my case, I had to admit I'm an alcoholic and I needed help. So I got outside support. I went to an outpatient treatment centre. I'm going to name them because they're fantastic. So if you live near Limerick City, then go to Saoirse, and that's SAOIRSE. And they really helped me get sober. They educated me around addiction, around alcohol. And from there, I was able to encounter all their various different programs because I knew I couldn't do it on my own. There are many other things I could do on my own. Like I was able to drop smoking, but the alcohol, no, that was harder for me. But it was the bit that I did do was to surrender to the fact that I have a problem with alcohol and I was using that to numb out and avoid my problems and avoid my life. And since being sober, I meet challenges and I meet problems, and I don't put so much expectation on myself to have it solved in a day. I also look at the facts of the matter. So something in my mind might go, this is terrible. I'm never going to get through this. Bullshit, I will. You'll get through anything. And so I had to challenge that inner drama queen that I had of, oh, it's too big, it's too much, I just need to disappear, it's too painful. I needed to say to that voice, no, we can do this. We're capable, we're able to do this. We just break it down step by step. What do you need to do? And sometimes it might be just to rest, to breathe, to meditate, to slow down, to look at the facts of the case or the facts of the issue. And that will give you the strength to tackle it one step at a time. It's also important, I've found, working with other clients when they have maybe another type of behaviour where they numb out. It might be, numbing out on Netflix for hours on end, watching the news obsessively, or doom scrolling through for hours on end. And they're kind of like, why am I doing this? I mean, yes, on one level, particularly with doom scrolling, it's been designed to keep you addicted. But at the same time, you can put the phone down and put it away into a table or into a cupboard or whatever. So we also can do something about it. And when I asked them, what's the benefit to this behaviour? And for them it doesn't ask anything from me. It makes no demands. So there's something in a numbing out or a avoiding behaviour that doesn't ask anything from you. You get to disappear, you get to numb out, you get to avoid, and you become immersed in this thing. In my case, it was in the alcohol. In their case, it was the Netflix, news, different social media platforms, gaming. Online gaming is another one. For other people, it's exercise. For other people, it's work. There are people who excessively work or excessively exercise to the point that their body is screaming at them, I need rest. But it becomes relentless because it's their way of avoiding. If they can just push through this next thing, they don't have to think about all the other problems in their lives. And you always have a choice. You can stick with the numbing out addictive behaviour or the avoiding, but you will only have a very partial life. And then that will become the thing that takes over. Or you can say, okay, I need help, and whether you can do it alone or you can get it through various supports for addictive behaviour. There are lots of them out there that can support you. Or perhaps you've done some recovery work. In my case, I needed the outpatient addiction support, but then afterwards I got into coaching, and so I've also received coaching, which has been amazing. And this is where you might want to get coaching support with me. You may have done some original work, but now you can do some coaching support on what is my toolbox? How can I reframe my approach to problems so that I don't run away from them, that I meet them, and then in the act of meeting the problem or looking into the situation I'm in gives me more tools, more capability, more resilience, more self-trust, more confidence, knowing, yeah, I can do this. I'm not a person who hides in the corner or hides in the bottle or hides in the drugs. I'm a person who can face things. I'm a person who can grow. That's what it will give you. When you stop the denial, when you get support for the addiction or the workaholism, and then when you start to make plans and build up a toolbox, a practical, emotional, mental, physical toolbox, and put structures in your life, then you become more personally powerful. And it beats the original numbing out behaviour, addiction, whatever. It beats it every time. That's what keeps me sober. I absolutely love being sober, and I love the person I'm becoming and growing into. And that's a big statement, because there was a time where I couldn't, because the numbing out addictive behaviour keeps you in patterns of self-hate, because you're slowly destroying yourself. And when you accept it and get help and become sober or drop the numbing out, you start to value and like yourself, and you want better for yourself. So I invite you to consider this, get the support you need. If you'd like to talk with me, I offer a free 1-hour coaching session. This is an area I know a lot from personal experience. So thank you, and next week I'll share the 5th pain point. Bye-bye.